Hello, welcome back to Thursday's story time. So we were partway through chapter 10. Now I must apologise. Yesterday I got cut off partway through reading, and so we finished at an appropriate point, but it did mean I didn't quite finish chapter 10. So we'll read today and carry on. Lily paused. The edges of the words were blurring. It was true. Mamma had always tried to make her birthdays special, often taking her to places she would never normally see. She recalled a treasure photo of her third birthday, when they'd visited the London Zoological Gardens and she and Mamma had ridden on a live elephant, a bit like the Elephanta. Another time they'd gone to an exhibition with Papa about the amazing electrical work of two famous American professors, Nikola Tesla and Thomas Edison. On a third occasion, they'd visited the Babbage engine at a special lab near the Mechanist Guild and seen the machine in action, computing complex problems. Lily had always thought the majority of these outings had been Papa's idea, but she could see now that many of them were Mamma's choices. In the last year Mamma was with them, Lily remembered they had gone to watch the airships taking off at Countess Creek moorings, and Mamma had tried to explain to Lily a little of the science that lay behind their flight. She wondered what Mamma would say if she knew of her predicament right now. But she hadn't any time to consider this, nor to read the notebooks. Next entry. For her thoughts were interrupted by the clatter of chains and turning of cogs, and the cargo bay door began to open. "Quick!" she told Robert, waving the notebook at him. "We can't let them take this back." "We need to hide it. Push it under my belt," she suggested, hitching up the back of her coat. Robert wedged the notebook between the belt of her dress and the curve of her back. Its red cover was almost camouflaged against her vermilion silk party dress. She dropped the back of her coat over the book as the cargo bay door opened with a clang, to reveal two figures. It took Robert a moment to become accustomed to the glare from outside before he recognised the silhouettes of Slimwood and Madame Linesmane. They were both wearing the same clothes as last night. Slimwood, in his red riding jacket and dress coat, grasped a black horsewhip in his right hand, and under his left arm he carried a lumpy-looking laundry bag. His gold teeth flashed in a thinly sliced grin. Madame Linesmane twirled her striped parasol. The pointy tip glinted. It looked sharp enough to poke out an eyeball. "Bienvenue à Paris," she said gaily. Paris? They'd been taken to another country. Robert felt a jagged pang of panic course through him, and Lily clasped her hands behind her back to stop them shaking. Malkin raised his hackles and bared his teeth, letting out a low, threatening growl. "If you want to survive this encounter," someone advised, coming close enough for them to see the whites of his eyes, "then you'd best muzzle that mechanimal." "Do as he says," Robert whispered to Lily. "Behave for a bit, Malkin," Lily said quietly, retrieving the muzzle and strapping it back around Malkin's nose. "We'll get out of this, I promise." "This must be some sort of terrible mistake," Robert said to Slimwood. The words squeaked timorously out of him. "Oh, no mistake." Madame Linesmane stroked her hairy face with four long fingers and stepped into the shadowy interior of the cargo deck. "Everything's gone perfectly to plan." Suddenly she grasped her beard and moustache, and in one smooth movement ripped them away, wincing with pain as her skin puckered and snot like strands of glue stretched between her fake hair and her skin. "Bon anniversaire, ma chérie. I hope you enjoy your birthday surprise." Lily scrambled backwards as bile rose in her. She knew she'd recalled that scent. It was Lily of the Valley. And now she recognised the beardless face of the betrayer too. It was her one-time governess and Papa's old housekeeper. "Madame Verdigris," she gasped. "Exactement," Madame replied. "You look better with a beard," Lily blustered bravely. "This suit suits you." The ring mistress gave a jagged, glassy laugh. "Très bien, ma petite." "Don't think you fooled us for 1 second," Lily buffled. "We knew it was you. Your stinking perfume gave you away a mile off. You smell as bad as your mangy animals. I could work out your stupid tricks in my sleep." "Vraiment?" Madame said. "Then how is it we caught you so easily, eh?" She signalled to Slimwood, who grabbed Robert's arm and twisted it sharply behind his back until he cried out in pain. Madame, meanwhile, seized Lily, gripping her shoulder so hard Lily felt like it was caught in a vice. Malkin tried to slink off, but Madame blocked his pack with her parasol, jamming the hooked end up into the back of his muzzle like a lead. The fox growled, his eyes bright with anger. Enough, Madame cried. Silence! Hold your tongues. Creating a scene will only make things worse. Don't tell me to be quiet, Lily spat, struggling against the woman's vicious grip. I want to know why we're here. The corners of Madame's mouth tweaked up into a mocking, malicious grin. I came back for you, Lily. And I brought the whole circus with me. We've been planning your kidnap for months. We? Lily's face went pale. Beyond Certiorari. Did you actually think I was going to let you expel me from your life forever with not a thought of revenge? Madame's fingers tightened even further. When I found your mamma's notebook among your papa's papers, I knew it would whet your interest. You were always whining about her. Papa trusted you, Lily said. You stole those papers and mamma's notebook. And look what I've caught with her words, Madame said. I was sure, along with the birthday card and the tickets for the show, there would be enough to reel you in. I was right, wasn't I, Lily? You never could resist a mystery. What is it that makes you tick? Lily spat. Your pathetic riddle. Vous aimez? Madame asked. A friend came up with it. I don't even know what it means. Of course you do, chérie. I must say, it took me some time to guess the answer myself, but I was foolish not to see it long ago. Your mamma's notebook was no great use to me in that regard. But your papa's papers, they explained everything. Why everyone had been after this perpetual motion machine, where it had ended up, and how valuable it was. There's no such thing as a perpetual motion machine, Robert said. They don't exist. Ah, but they do. There's one right here. Madame unbuttoned the top of Lily's coat and knocked on her breastbone with her knuckles. Lily's chest made a horrible, low, tock-tock sound. I don't know what you're talking about, Lily bluffed, balling her hand behind her back, pressing her nails into the skin. It's called the Cogset, the Cogheart, ne sais pas. Professor Hartman stole it from Silverfish to save your life. That's why everyone was looking for it, why Silverfish's henchmen, Roach and Mould, promised to pay me if I kept an eye on you and brought you to him. When they never came through on that pledge, I had to get away quickly with the one thing of value I could lay my hands on. Your papa's papers. I hope they've brought you nothing but trouble, Lily said. Madame chortled until her cut-glass earrings shook and tinkled like little bells. They did, and now they're destined to bring you trouble too, ma petite. She leaned in until the stench of her perfume was almost unbearable. Let me explain something, and I'm only telling you this because you will never ever leave this place. Those papers contain valuable information about the Cogheart. They would have recompensed me for the hours I worked looking after your pathetic pay. Her voice hardened. It's a pity we couldn't sell them, but we risked arrest. They were stamped with Hartman's Silverfish Corporation logo, you see, and your father had offered a reward for their safe return. By we, I take it you mean yourself and Mr. Sunder, Lily said. Whatever happened to him? That useless fool, Madame sneered. He refused to cooperate with my schemes, threatening to go to the gendarmerie, the police. But I had him disposed of. My friend Slimwood saw to it. Robert couldn't believe his ears. He glanced up at Slimwood, who gave a loud guffaw, revealing his mouth full of flashing gold teeth. Sunder was an idiot, Slimwood said. We sure did a number on him, didn't we, Hortense? It's how we deal with anyone, inside or outside the circus, who doesn't agree with us. He ran a finger slowly across Robert's neck. Same way we'll get rid of you, if you give us any trouble. At first, I was going to use the papers for blackmail, Madame continued, but when your papa put the word out against me, I couldn't even ditch them on the black market, she tutted, as if her thieving and the subsequent fallout had all been just a minor inconvenience. Then Slimwood said, well, he knew someone, an old friend, making illegal hybrids, and we thought the papers might interest them. Who? Lily asked. A certain doctor who was only interested if I could provide you as part of the deal. And so I came up with the kidnap plan. A perfect crime, as it means I get my revenge on you, too. What doctor? Lily demanded. What do they want? All in good time, ma petite, Madame said. First, we visit room 13. She hustled Lily and Malkin out of the loading bay. Lily twisting desperately to look back over her shoulder at Robert as she was dragged away. Robert moved to follow them, but Slimwood's grip didn't waver. No, boy, you're with me. If I have anything to do with it, you'll not be seeing your friends again for a while. Robert clenched his fists and dug his nails into his palms, trying to swallow down the knot of anxiety as he listened to Malkin, Lily, and Madame's footsteps echo away down the cargo ramp. Room 13. Where was that? What did it mean? And how, by all that ticked, was he going to get them out? Well, there you go. Now that is the end of chapter 10. And I have not been cut off this time, which is excellent. Join me again on Friday for chapter 11.